Hello. Hi. So, sorry, medyo scruffy ako ngayon. Far from the pictures that nakita nyo kanina. So, I'll begin. Good afternoon, everyone. So, thank you for inviting me here to talk to you and share with you some of the lessons I have learned from being a physical therapist. So, when I was invited, as a speaker, I jumped in and said yes right away, not knowing what to talk about. But I do hope I give you an overview of the PT life through my experience and the field I work at. So, at present, I work in a maximum security psychiatric hospital. So, ito yung with a big, tall walls, um, there, like that, and barbed wire fences, similar to that, and where the patient population is composed of felony defendants found to be incompetent to stand trial, offenders with mental health disorders, mentally ill prisoners, those who are not guilty by reason of insanity, and those who are danger to themselves and to others. So if you're gonna ask me, Oni-chan, Hyung, Pichai, Kuya Yo, did you ever imagine working in an environment like that? Um, so my answer would be no. Never planned it. Never thought of working in a place like that. Never in my wildest dreams did I imagine working in such a setting. Um, I didn't know what that physical therapist even work in that area. So it's just one of the options that I decided to choose from an opportunity that came my way. And that's the two things that I want to talk to you about in this afternoon: options and opportunities. So, how many of you here already know what you're going to do once you become a licensed physical therapist? So, isipin nyo, who's gonna go to study medicine here? Who's going to practice as a physical therapist, or who's going to work abroad? Who knows what specialty you're going to go to? And yung iba, who doesn't know what they're going to, or those who are just taking their time one day at a time. So if at this time you already know what you're going to be in the future, so good for you. You have a vision of who you want to be. And for those who are just winging it, that's all right as well. You don't have to worry. Just focus on the now, the present, and make sure that you're doing your best. Remember that wherever you are in your life now, whether you know where you're going or not, this is your journey, this is your path, this is your own story. You are not competing with anyone else but yourself. So make sure that you live your life and love what you do. All right. But there's a big but. But however, as you will learn or have been learning in PT seminar, goals are important. Goals are what you want to achieve, and there should be smart goals: specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time bound. There should be a long term goal and a short term goal, something that you want to achieve in the far future and something for the near future. And in order to achieve those goals, you should have steps to take, your plan. Your plan is your path, your direction, your ladder to those goals. Having a goal without a plan is like a sub in a desert. Oh, hindi ganyan. So submarine in the middle of the desert. So no matter how grand your goals are, if you don't have a clear path to go there, then it would be meaningless. So let's put that in a physical therapy perspective. So if your goal for a patient is to be able to ambulate modified independent using a single point cane, using a 2 point gait pattern on all types of surfaces, community distance in 6 weeks, to be able to participate in the neighborhood block party safely, tapos wala kang treatment plan. So ano yun, aasa ka na lang sa spontaneous healing, magic na lang. So hindi. So you have to have a treatment plan. Pero, di ba? But Oni-chan, Hiyong, Pichay, Kuya Yo, di ba sabi mo, it's okay to not have a goal, not have a plan. Yeah, you're right. But hear me out. Let's all agree first that goals and plans are important. It gives you life. It gives you your life meaning, your purpose, and direction. As I've said, we should also agree that in life, sometimes things don't happen the way we plan them. Sometimes there are things that are just simply out of our control. So, therefore, whether you have or you don't have any goals or plans, or you have vague goals and plans, I urge you to create options and open up opportunities for yourself. So, my job right now is a product of an opportunity that came up. I was working in a skilled nursing facility or SNF, and I was getting tired of the environment. I opened myself up to looking for opportunities elsewhere, so anywhere that is not in a sniff or in home health because of Miss Rona, the coronavirus, and the LA traffic. Then I saw an email for an opening, a travel position uh, in an outpatient psychiatric state hospital, equidistant to San Francisco and Los Angeles. It has low patient load. The weekly travel pay is more than all right, smiley face. Um, I replied to the email and spoke with the recruiter about the details. She repeated everything in the ad and emphasized that there was no demand to meet productivity. So pag sinabi mong productivity is the percentage of your work hours that you should spend with the patient. So for example, 95% is your productivity. You should spend 95% of your 8 hours with the patient. So, I was already sold nung sinabi niya low patient load, tapos no demand for productivity. So, bonus na lang na malaking pay. So, I wasn't even worried that it would be in a psychiatric facility. Imagine like yung, I would say parang yung, if you watch the series Ratched, parang ganon. Kasi how many of us know a physical therapist who works in a maximum security facility like a psychiatric hospital or prison? Di ba? Kukunti lang. So, at least you know one na ako. So, parang gana, natuwa ako. Plus, I get to work in a state hospital. It is one of the options I had for myself as a career path in the future. Again, emphasis on options. It was never a plan. So, among my options back then, besides working as a PT in a state or federal hospital, are joining the military in their medical corps, probably Navy or Air Force, para wala masyadong combat. So, also to be an adjunct professor or faculty in a PT or PTA program, to be a civilian PT in a military base overseas, probably siguro Europe or Japan. Tapos, one of the options as well is to form a private practice, siguro mobile health or telehealth. So in order to be able to even have those options to choose from, I need to open an opportunity, a door of opportunity for myself. That is why I am currently trying to earn my post-professional doctor in physical therapy degree um, to, to be able to have those options. Having no plans or goals is all right as long as you have options in mind and give yourself opportunities to be able to have those options because opportunities don't just come knocking on your doorstep. You have to break a sweat as well. You have to work for it. So here's another story of option and opportunity. So 2 years into working as a physical therapist, I hit a crisis. So some call it a quarter life crisis. I was burned out, having the highest patient load in the facility, and thinking to myself that this can't be it. There should be more to this. There should be more to being a physical therapist than this. So, a famous philosopher once said, there's gotta be more to life than chasing down every temporary high to satisfy me. Because the more that I'm tripping, thinking there must be more to life, well, it's life, but I'm sure I'm wanting more. Sabi Nino, Kinakaalam ba? Sabi ni Stacy Orico. Um, without any plan or goal, without options, opportunities, I felt lost. Um, then there was a spark of hope. Sabi ko sa sarili ko, how about graduate school? How about mag-masters ako? Tapos naisip ko, para saan? Saan ko gagamitin yon? Tapos sagot ko naman sa sarili ko, uh, that could open up opportunity for myself to teach probably or change career. So sabi ko, okay, sige, let's go. Nga pala, another thing that I want to say is do not be afraid to waste your time on things that may not that you may not see the use right now, because I believe that things happen for a reason, and it's in its own time, and later on you'll realize that you are where you're supposed to be. So going back, I got into grad school, University of the Philippines, Diliman, in the College of Human Kinetics in their Master of Science in Human Movement Science program, major in leisure studies. So I also got the courage to resign from my work and be in grad school full time. So later on, I found a part-time job in a hospital and did home care on the side. So it worked well eventually. So, what opportunities this option of getting my master's have provided me were surprising and pleasant. I had the opportunity to participate in a fitness testing project for the soldiers of the Philippine Navy. Sobrang puti ko pala, no? Where I later on became part of the Manila Naval Hospital. I wouldn't have known that there's a hospital in the Navy camp kung hindi ako nakasali dun sa uh, fitness testing. Um, Also, my graduate thesis was accepted as an oral presentation in the World Leisure Congress in Alabama, USA. That was my first trip to the US, my first time to attend an international conference, and my first time to present in any conference. So it was just surreal. Um, I also got to learn from my classmates in the program, who are mostly sports science professionals and physical education teachers. Different minds, diverse backgrounds. It was refreshing to learn from them, from their rich experiences. And later on, having a master's degree opened the door for me to be part of my alma mater as a part-time faculty here in CRS. I am grateful for the experience and the chance to be amongst my mentors to help mold the future PT professionals, our future colleagues. Sobrang nakakatuwa. So in the picture, you see Ma'am Fifi there and one of the speakers. So another thing that I want to tell you, na naisingit ko lang kanina, about working as a physical therapist or working in general, pasok pa rin dun sa theme, which is options and opportunities. You'll hear people say that look for a job that you will love, and you'll never work a day in your life. Agree? If you love your job, you love what you do, you enjoy your time with your employer, the company, and your coworkers, the then you won't even notice the job that you're doing. So mag-enjoy ko lang. But not all of us can find the perfect job. The job might be paying good, but you don't like some of your coworkers, or your boss might be a pain in the butt. There's another school of thought about work. Think of your job as something that pays the bills. Then find something that you're passionate about and do it. A passion project is something that you do just for the sake of doing it, and something that you'll do for free. Earlier, I told you that I got tired working in a skilled nursing facility. The only thing that helped me survive each day was my coworkers, who are mostly Filipinos. We had a lot of laughs, and work was enjoyable and tolerable. Other than that, I got tired easily and felt that I wasn't doing well the way that I wanted to. That's what gave birth to my podcast. I needed something that I can look forward to doing. So I was excited each time I book an interview with a Filipino physical therapist, or whenever our schedule interview is approaching. So ito yung mga nag-guest ko na sa podcast. Um, it's something that I'm passionate about and something that I know that is worthwhile doing, because not only can I hear about their specialties, their expertise, I get to showcase them and uh, share them to everyone else, because I believe that each of us has a story to tell. Each of us has a unique experience that can only be told by our mouths. So there, look for a job that you love, but if you can't, get a job that pays the bills and have something that you love doing on the side. So, as I was saying earlier, think about options and opportunities if you don't have a goal or a plan yet. At least the possibilities of the options and the preparation to open up opportunities would take some of your time away from worrying, and then later on you'll discover what you want and like to do in life. If you're going to ask me at this point, having experienced those in more than a decade of being a physical therapist, do I already have a goal and a plan? Do I already know what I want to be or do for the rest of my life as a physical therapist? I would say no. But there are three truths that I am sure of and I always believe in. And those are: things happen for a reason. Two, things happen in its own time. And the third one, you are where you're supposed to be. There was a time that I wanted to get into sports physical therapy. I tried three times, different companies. It didn't happen. So sabi ko, probably it wasn't for me. Later, I found a job that I loved and enjoyed doing. So turned out well. Next, another instance, I applied as a PT faculty the first time. I wasn't accepted. Sabi ko, baka it wasn't for me. Baka hindi talaga ako for teaching. Um, then, then years later, I became a PT faculty. So therefore, the first time I applied wasn't the right time. Merong tamang timing for me. So when I passed the US physical therapy exam, my agency was applying a working visa for me to fly here. They did that for 2 years, but I wasn't picked kasi parang raffle yun every year. It didn't happen. So I got sad, frustrated. I envied those yung mga kabatch ko who were already leaving for the US with a working visa. Little did I know that I would go here in the US on a green card as an immigrant already. So I didn't have to go through those lengthy process of renewing my working visa every 3 or 5 years. So really, there's a proper timing and an explanation, a reason for everything that's happening. So, ladies and gentlemen, my dear future colleagues, wherever you are in your life now, whatever you are feeling, whatever stage in PT school you may be, you don't need to worry. If you're still unsure on what you're going to do in the future, that's fine. Not all people have a clear plan for their future, and also not all plans happen the way we want them to. So just remember options and opportunities. So if you listen to my podcast, here's what I want you to take away from this talk, yung pabaon ko sa inyo. You still have time to discover what you want to do, to experience new things, to create options and open opportunities for yourself and realize where you want to go. Things may take a while, you'll get there. This is not a race. Remember, this is your story. Let your decisions alone decide how it goes. So, again, thank you for inviting me, and I hope you have a good afternoon.